Could our speakers from the last session come up? And thank you, Sophie. You've done, like, the 5 o'clock talk is a toughie, so you've done really, really well. That was a mind-blowing response from the Heart Foundation, by the way. That is huge. That's amazing. Yeah, I can't believe it. That's so, and I love the combination of the Take 3 and the Heart Foundation. Beautiful. So we might have some questions on Slido coming up in a second. Just waiting for my tech support team. Okay. Trish, I worked at a fear-free clinic. The boss refused to allow the use of muzzles, which made me feel unsafe. Can you comment on when muzzles should and shouldn't be used?
Oh boy, that's putting you at a lot of risk. I am not a veterinarian, but I do think that being able to read animal behavior and seeing and also knowing the dog's history, or cats, they make cat muzzles too. If they have a damaging bite history, you absolutely need to use a muzzle. And if they act up at the vet clinic, I think a muzzle is a very good idea. Because the thing you don't want them to learn is that if you bite the vet, everything stops. That's a terrible lesson to teach a client's pet or a shelter pet.
Thank you. Trish, also for you, what strategies do you use for training when the animal isn't food or treat motivated?
For training or for handling? It says training.
It says training.
Okay. A lot of animals are motivated by play. You can also manipulate the training sessions to train them right before dinner time. I am not averse to, if the animal really needs training, to having them skip a meal or give them a small breakfast and then train them right before dinner time. But learning how to play with animals, learning how to use your body to play with them, learning how to use toys to play with them. There are certainly dogs who are much more motivated by toys than they are by treats. So I think those are skills we need to add to our skill set.
Brian, glass doors would be great, but how do you suggest managing hygiene and cleanliness? Have you found it takes animal attendants longer to clean them?
I'll answer the second question first. It does take animal attendants longer to clean them than not cleaning wire kennel gates, if that makes sense. So absolutely, but it doesn't need to be a substantial problem. You know, hitting it with the hose and the normal sanitizer and a quick squeegee to get the water off there, and it doesn't have to be, you know, sparkling shop front clean, but the point is that they actually do get cleaned. You know, the nooks and crannies in a wire type gate never get cleaned, and there's no real good way of cleaning it. So I'm a firm believer. This question comes up all the time, and I'm a firm believer that it is a more hygienic situation and easier to clean and better.
Okay, another question for you, Brian. What have you found to be the best to reduce stress for dogs in rows of kennels?
So I assume the question is more related to an existing situation where you have rows of kennels. You know, so you're naturally somewhat limited by the design that you've been dealt. So in that regard, I would kind of refer to some of the behavior stuff that Trish was talking about and providing enrichment. You can change the gates to solid gates, but or, you know, bottom halves, or provide, you know, more secure environments for the dogs and try to minimize you know, things that are going to cause the dogs to be reactive. If you can consider some sort of remodel or renovation, look for opportunities to remove stimulus, views to stimulus outside, whether that's screening glass on a wall that's beyond, creating another access. You know, you might be able to put a door in at the other end of the row of kennels so that you can decrease the traffic of going up and down in front of the kennel runs if it's a really big room. So I think, yeah, providing enrichment and trying to minimize external stimulus is probably the best thing.
Jackie, have there been any studies to show whether stray cats being fed daily still hunt wildlife?
If they're not fed, they will find food, and a cat has to meet its energy requirements, and if they're catching native wildlife the size of prey that cats catch, they have to catch 10 to 20 animals a day to support their life. And so they'll do that. If they're fed, it doesn't necessarily stop prey behaviour, but they won't catch. You know, cats are lazy. And a lot of cats won't catch anything. Some will catch rats and mice, but some will catch birds. We know that. And there are some that are the Ivan Milets of cats that will catch lots and lots of birds. But on average, they will catch a lot less wildlife that if they get all their nutritional needs met by good quality pet food that supplies their nutritional needs.
Thank you. And Sophie, how do you connect with the elderly who need support?
So that's another advantage of being connected with the community centre, because they're connected with other agencies within the community. So say, for example, I'm not sure what it's like a Meals on Wheels. So they actually go out into the community and see people, you know, how they're living, and they might make a recommendation, and then we'll make contact. Or just through, we just advertise, do the letterbox drops with the flyers, and people find out about us.
Another question for you. Were there any concerns about the welfare of pets owned by the elderly?
Not that weren't addressed. So as I think I did mention, like, we could gently talk to people. We can gently talk to people and say, hey, you know, I can take Fluffy to the vet for you. They're like, oh, will you dear? That's lovely. So yeah, it's just gentle kind of recommendation.
Yep, lovely. I'm going to leave it there, panellists. You have been amazing and wonderful, and thank you very much for sticking around. There's a couple of things that I need to say. First of all, again, I want to thank you guys for being here, because the energy in the room has been amazing. I want to thank the Animal Welfare League of Queensland, our platinum sponsors Nestle Purina Pet Care, our bronze sponsors Therian, the City of the Gold Coast and Pet Rescue. I want to thank Billy, who's over there. She's been operating Slido, and I think it's been a great success. It's been amazing. And Damien, who is a genius on the IT and has been there to save us when things have gone a little bit south in the PowerPoint department. So thank you very much. And he's been watching every single presentation. So thank you. And now I'd like to reintroduce Joy Verinder, who's going to say a few words in closing. Thank you.
Just a few very final words. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming along, because without your enthusiasm, your dedication and commitment to making things better for animals, we wouldn't be having this event. And it's just so marvellous to see everybody interacting and being so enthusiastic every 2 years when we come together. So thank you very much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Then, of course, we definitely need an audience, but we also need speakers, and we've had some amazing speakers over the last few days, national speakers and international speakers. And we don't have many of our international speakers left. Many of them had to head off already, and they've already received a little gift. But I'd like to call up Trish now as one of our international speakers, who spent a lot of time flying so far to get here. And we really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Trish. Just a little gift for you. Is it a cat? Thank you. Trish has been back a number of times now, and we're always very grateful she's willing to come and share her expertise and knowledge. And thanks to Kristen, Holly and Rosemary also, who were very inspiring but are no longer in the room with us. Thanks to all the national speakers who are still present. Some of you came from a long way away as well, and it takes time to put presentations together, and it's difficult sometimes when you're so busy with your work. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience and great strategies. I'd also like to thank Billy. Billy, would you come up here, please? Billy sort of has much more technical expertise than many people at our organisation, including me. And so she was called upon to manage our new Slido this year, and she's done a brilliant job monitoring that through the whole conference every day, being really on the ball and done a fantastic job. So thank you, Billy. I'd like to thank is somebody I'm going to embarrass now. Where's Diana? Come here, Diana. I know you're shy. Diana has been coming every year for years and years and years now, and is ensuring that she's Nell's right-hand person and making sure everything runs really smoothly. And so she's always very calm and with it and gets it all done. Thank you so much, Diana. And now we need Anne to come up here. Anne has been emceeing our event now for the last 2 years and does a brilliant job. She is absolutely amazing at keeping us on time in the most polite and generous way. And so congratulations, Anne. You do a fantastic job. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you. And finally, I'm going to embarrass another person because she doesn't like public viewing either, is Nell. Come up here, Nell. So most of you have been interacting with Nell for the last 2 years to get this summit together, and she was talking earlier today, perhaps it's like giving birth, because, and I know what it feels like because I was involved in the first 4, organising the first 4, and Nell's now done 4 in a row, pretty much by herself. And so the stress as it builds towards the climax where you're just about to have the conference is so tense. So I know what she's going through. You feel sick, wondering if everything's been put together, but she always puts it together so well. So thank you so much, Nell, and for your commitment to animals. And I know that Anne's already thanked our sponsors, but I'd just like to add our thanks to the sponsors, because if we didn't have sponsors coming along and showing their support, thank you very much, Gavin, and however else, many of the sponsors have gone now at this stage of the afternoon, I think, but you're still here, so thank you very much, because they make it such a difference. I mean, we do run this national summit, you know, on a shoestring in a way, and we couldn't run it without our sponsors, so thank you very, very much. And of course the staff at Mantra and the chefs particularly for the fantastic food, and the great organisation there as well. And so I think that's about it. Yes. So thank you all once again for coming. Please have a safe journey home, and keep in touch with us. We want to hear about all the strategies that you put in place after this summit. So please keep communicating with us. It's ongoing, G to Z. We don't stop after the summit. We just keep going and keep sharing, and we're happy to share as much as we can with you. So please keep in touch. Thank you all very much.
Just had to remind you all to put your feedback into Slido, because we really value your feedback. So if you can jump onto Slido now and just let us know what worked and what we can improve, then that would be great. And I have 2 Furchins to give away, and they're a bit heavy to throw. I think I'll knock someone out. So I don't know how I'm going to do. How are we going to do this, Joy? We're just running out of ideas. So do you want them? Yeah, okay. Well, you have to come and get them, all right? Okay. They are, you can put a little treat, they're a fetch toy that you can put treats into. How excellent is that? Who has come the furthest in this room? Where have you come from? New Zealand. Can anyone top New Zealand apart from you, Trish? West, oh, okay. Oh, is that Emily Gladdle again? The Slido Queen. You can have one. Just cover that. Okay, now, you can have one too. Well, no, you're from New Zealand, so you can. Where's Ross come from? Where have you come from? Okay. Okay, and I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you can have a lot of balls. I've got a whole box. Thank you, everyone. I think, are we good now? Well done.